Vacation time had begun. Everyone was looking forward to Christmas Day. How slowly the days seemed to pass. It seemed as if Christmas would never come. Outdoors, it was too cold to play, and indoors there seemed nothing to do without forever getting in Mother's way. Nellie and Elsie sat around wondering what to do.
Oh, what can we do?
Let's write that letter to Santa Claus we were going to send him.
If you want to. But do you know, I believe Santa Claus is Daddy dressed up.
Do you?
Yeah, last Christmas I kept one eye open till someone came in my room to fill my stocking, and I'm sure it was Daddy dressed in his gown.
But let's write the letter anyway.
Oh yes, that will be fun, won't it? What shall we ask him to send to us? Let's get an iPad first so we won't forget anything. I'll run and get one.
And off she went, coming back in a few minutes with the iPad so they could write the letter to Santa. Since Elsie had just learned to write, it was agreed that she should write the letter while Nellie sat by to tell her how to spell the words.
Before you begin, let's try to think of what we would like most.
So they talked the matter over very seriously and decided that they wanted a large number of things. Elsie was sure she needed
a box of paints, a baby doll, a doll buggy, a ball, lots of candy, oranges and apples, and a music box.
Nellie had bigger ideas. She wanted
a scooter, some good books with pictures in them, a big box of chocolates, and above all things, a doll that could talk and move its eyes. I really don't think he'll be able to carry them all.
Oh, I do. He has a big bag.
Yes, and there are no harm in putting them all down.
So they did. With much care, little Elsie wrote the letter, underlining all the things they wanted most. At last, the letter was finished. Nellie read it over, all the way from Dear Santa Claus down to Hoping to see you soon. Then she gave a little sigh and put it on the table.
Why? What's the matter?
I think it's a rather selfish letter.
Why?
Because we've asked all things only for ourselves. There's nothing for anyone else.
That's right. What had we better do? Must we rewrite it over again?
Oh no, that would take too long. Why not add a postscript?
What's that?
Just a few words at the bottom.
All right. What should we say?
I would like to see some of the poor children at school get some nice things, like those who we have asked Santa Claus to send to us.
So would I.
There's Kitty Gordon. She's such a nice girl, but her mother is so poor. I suppose she won't get any Christmas presents, or nothing worth much.
Won't she really?
I don't suppose so.
Then let's ask for something nice for her. I'm sure she'd like a pretty doll, too.
Yes. Put that down, then the letter will be all right, I think.
So Elsie carefully added the words, "Please make sure Kitty Gordon gets a nice doll." Then they emailed the letter to Mother to send on to Santa. Christmas morning came, and with it all the glorious fun of emptying stockings and examining the presents that were piled up under the tree. Nellie and Elsie were as happy as children could be, shrieking with delight as each package was opened and they found something for which they had asked in their letter. Of course, they did not get all their requests, but enough to make them feel sure Santa had read their message. But there was one thing wrong, at least so far as Nellie was concerned. She did not say anything about it till she had opened all her packages. Then she began to look just a little bit worried. She turned all the tissue paper over again and looked under the bed, even in the closet, but in vain. The thing she wanted most of all was not there.
What's the matter, Nellie? Haven't you got enough things?
Oh, Elsie, I know I have some lovely things, but it isn't here.
What do you mean?
Oh, I did so want a baby doll that says Mama.
Maybe he took one to Katie Gordon instead of you.
Maybe so, but I didn't really mean him to do that.
Hardly had she said it when she realized how really selfish it was. She had all these beautiful things, and she wondered whether Kitty had anything. All day she felt unhappy about it, and in the midst of the play with her new toys she kept thinking,
should I have taken Kitty some of my things?
In the evening, Nellie and Elsie went to a party that was being given by the neighbor next door. There were several other little girls there, and they had a fine time together. After refreshments, and what good food it was, they all went into another room where there was a beautiful Christmas tree covered with pretty shiny decorations and little colored lights. It was a very thrilling sight. But the thing that took Nellie's attention the most was a beautiful doll as it lay among all the other gifts placed beneath the tree. Her heart beat fast as she thought that perhaps now her great wish was to be granted. They played all kinds of games around the tree, and at last the presents were distributed. Only one thought was in Nellie's mind. Who is going to get the doll? Impatiently, she waited and waited while every other child received a gift. Now there was just one present left beside the tree. It was the doll. "This," said the host, "is for Nellie!" said all the children, for they saw that she had had nothing from the tree so far. Nellie blushed and jumped up from her seat. Taking the doll from the host, she hugged it tightly to herself. Then a strange thing happened. Nellie was walking back to her seat when suddenly she pointed to the window and cried,
"Oh, look, look!"
Everybody looked, but there was nothing to be seen. The shades were up, but outside all was dark and still. "What was it?" cried all the children.
It was poor little Kitty Gordon. She was looking in the window, and I'm sure she was crying. "Oh, I must go and find her."
Without another word, Nellie rushed to the front door and ran out, not even waiting to put on her coat. Far down the street, under a light, Nellie thought she saw a little figure.
"Kitty! Kitty, come here!"
But Kitty went on, and Nellie had to run the whole length of the block before she caught up with her friend.
"Oh, Kitty, I've brought you something. Please do stop and take it."
Kitty stood there in the street looking in amazement at the wonderful thing she held in her arms. It was a doll that could shut its eyes and say "Mama." "For me?"
Yes, yes, for you."
Then she turned and ran back to the house, feeling happier than she had ever felt before. That night, before she went to sleep, she remembered the note that she had added to her letter to Santa Claus, and was thankful she had helped to answer it.